pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 280 Insights. What limits can I lay upon God's Son? As I open to seeing the Christ that lies behind every form I encounter, the dream starts to break up. Instead of seeming solid and certain, the veil seems thinner and less believable. My job now is to see everyone as God created them and not give credence to the false ideas I made up. The ego's thought system is totally false from beginning to end. There is not one part of it that is true. All forms of separation are equally false, no matter how appealing or distasteful they may seem to be. The Holy Spirit needs to be my constant companion as I go through the day. It is the Holy Spirit that can show me the light behind every form. It is the Holy Spirit that undoes all illusions in my mind. Belief and limitation is the ego's credo. Today I will practice letting go of every belief in limitation that comes up in my mind by taking it to the Holy Spirit to be done. God is changeless. God is. From the ego's point of view, the title of today's lesson seems to be a challenge. I can picture an image of the ego sitting back and conniving to make up new limitations it thinks it can impose upon God's Son. The Holy Spirit looks on this with gentle laughter, for it knows that only the insane could think it possible that a limit could be placed on what God created limitless. To know myself, I must learn to look at and recognize every limit I think I have. This mindfulness must be done with the guidance of the Holy Spirit and with His calm assurance of strength. Because the Holy Spirit recognizes that all limitations are illusions, there is no fear when these illusions are looked upon under His guidance. He does not make the error of believing they are real. If I attempt on my own to try to look on these limitations, they are bound to bring up guilt and fear. Because when I believe I am alone, I believe the limitations are real and have real consequences. Thus, guilt and fear will lead me to attempt to hide from and avoid many of those imagined limitations, believing they are too fearful to look at. This is not a job for the faint of heart, and the ego is faint of heart, having no life. This is a job for the strong of heart. This strength comes from the Holy Spirit that reminds us of the life we have in God. It is through this strength, the strength of God, that we can look on these mistaken ideas of limitation, lack, and loss fearlessly. Today I will remember that I always walk with God. I will pay attention to the Holy Spirit in my mind, who reminds me that I remain safe in the limitless and free mind of God. Today, I dedicate to keeping my mind open to the Holy Spirit's message that I am limitless and free, for there are no limits that can be laid upon the Son of God, myself. This morning, I was thinking about how I am often upset when I think I have been rejected. I am quick to accept other people's opinion of me, especially if it affirms my secret fear that I am somehow less than. I took this to the Holy Spirit and sincerely asked to see this differently. What I heard is that I am as God created me. Thinking that that can be changed is laughable. I saw myself as made of diamond, and the world was trying to chip away at me by throwing spitballs at me. I saw myself trying to punish myself by self-flagellation with no more damage done than was done with the spitballs. What God created is unchangeable. I am not affected by anyone's opinion, even my own. I can only dream that I am, and I'm free to wake up from that dream whenever I choose to look at my fears with the Holy Spirit. pathwaysoflight.org